if someone's going to come and put a cistern in as part of the development package, having that cited is really important. And determining who's going to maintain it afterward is really important. Who's going to have the right to, what it's going to look like on the day it breaks. Who's in on that?
How far off the road it's got to go, because it doesn't go right next to the road. It's got to have, truck's going to be able to pull off the side between the road and the cistern.
How many gallons is an oil truck? You know, one of the ones, big carriers?
2,400 gallons.
Because I'm trying to think, the one that we had
You're talking a regular home delivery?
No, the big ones that bring to a gas station.
9 to 11,000.
Okay, so I would guess that the one in Madison that was by my house was approximately 10,000. I believe in the development there were 2 of them.
So
only because we rescued the guy who was stuck in it.
Where are they, Madison?
In Madison, Swan Drive, in Carved in Bark is the development.
No, I don't know that one.
And it just near the wood chip place, making electricity. And I just know because it was on our land, we had a right of way to do it. And I believe just from the size of it, from the guy being in it, a little over his height to get out. So
the interesting thing about Madison, the chief brought me up to this someplace way up in town. We ended up getting stuck out there. He says, I'm not entirely sure, but I think I've got a problem up here. So I did the math with high school physics, and sure enough, if 250 gallons a minute of water is a ton a minute, a ton of anything, if you attempt to shovel it, is going to expend energy. So if you're going to deliver 250 gallons a minute up this hill, which is an aggregate rise drop over, you know, in this axis and in this axis, the aggregate rise was huge. Sure enough, he didn't have the horsepower. He physically, literally did not have the horsepower to move 250 gallons a minute to that site.
That's why the Romans used aqueducts.
Exactly.
okay.
So that's the answer to that. Viaduct? Why not?
Okay, well, the development I was in was totally flat. You're seeing. Okay, well, we thank you very much for coming, making your presentation. We're going to make consideration to get back to you.
That notebook back, please.
This is a sample one that he had from another town.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Whoops, do we have a business card or something?
We do not. We're on a budget.
On a budget.
Unfortunately.
Okay. And you know how to get a hold of them?
I have his contact
Yes.
information.
And all that information is on those booklets.
Oh, wonderful. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Clifton, we have covered public comments, Pledge of Allegiance, Carl, and that's it. We have not had the road committee yet.
Road committee.
You just left. I'll be with you 1 minute, Carl. Yes, sir.
You're on the agenda.
You want to wait a minute?
If I could, that would be great. Let me finish one product and I'll be right back.
Messing up the agenda, man. All right. Approval of the minutes for the Selectmen's meeting from April 24th. You won't have yours?
Did you get my email on
I did.
changing the names to?
I did, and
that what we
I
said?
printed it too, just to show that I did do all the changes.
And there was a
So
It's
last,
correct.
We have typically done
Yeah,
map and lot
yeah,
instead of names?
yes,
That's what I thought.
yeah.
and there was another correction that came in at the end.
Yep, I got yours. Oh.
And was that, I don't remember what the second one, somebody,
I have your email here.
Was with respect to the Conservation Committee appointments.
yes.
Oh,
Yes, you had it in there.
yes, I did have it in there.
Yes.
Oh, it is in here. Okay.
Yeah, it is, it's at the end,
Okay.
under new business.
Yep,
Oh,
right there.
yep, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yep. So, everything should be okay.
Rose wants to talk. She has a thing on the website. Rose wants to talk on the website.
Oh, cool.
All right, so my point is...
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I second it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think Virginia wants in and out. You want to get in and out, or you want to stay for a while?
No, I can do it now. Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Town clerk.
Don't sound so, all right.
Well, my agenda's all thrown out of whack now, because Brad doesn't want to present when he's supposed to, so why not? We'll just be,
Printer out of order.
Okay, I'm used to it, huh?
You all are obviously aware that Jennifer has resigned.
No, not.
no, I was not.
You didn't get a letter?
I did not.
Oh, we didn't, maybe we didn't.
That was all that was in the selectmen box.
I have my letter, but I thought you people probably already got one.
I have my letter too.
From all her duties, from all her duties, Karen.
Yes, she's taken another job, a full-time job, and so she, with regret, doesn't feel like she can do this too.
Well, that's a bummer.
Now we're jumping the mail.
Yeah, we're jumping the mail. I have it right here, which is a copy to you and to you. That's all it is. So,
All right, my question is, right now, there is one person, or was one person, for the tax collector and the town clerk. Do you want to continue in that mode, or do you want to advertise for one person for tax collector and one person for town clerk?
I think we should run it just as it has been. It seems to work, and it's a little bit better because it entices somebody with a little bit more hours in pay. I mean, if you try to get two part-timers just for, you know, the amount of hours they're going to work with you and the amount of hours, it may not be what they're looking for and may not be enough, especially in today's times. So by combining the two, I think that it would benefit us when we're looking for applicants.
Okay,
So what we'll need to do then is...
Diane, could we get her thoughts?
My thoughts?
Yeah, should we combine them or separate them?
I think that we should leave it open to do it either way.
Well,
At this
it's,
point.
right.
We can offer it as a combined, or we could take also applications for separate and see what we come up with.
The advantage is obviously
Well,
is
okay.
more pay, more hours. The disadvantage is when you lose one, you lose both. I mean, if you lose,
Right. So it has to be posted first, and then it has to be put in the newspaper, advertised. So you want to advertise it as one
has to-
person for both jobs?
That's what we would do is advertise the positions of town clerk, town deputy clerk, and town deputy tax collector is hereby posted for, and accepting applications. Something along that line, resumes, please submit your resume by this deadline. And then we would hire, and then we'd have to go through the training process, and once we hire somebody and get them done. I'll come up with the appropriate wording for the ad.
Okay, well, I'm supposed to, as a town clerk, hire the person and then with your approval for my job. But we see it's a combined job. Yes, that's right, if you look it up.
Okay, I was going to say, because the deputy clerk and the deputy tax collector have always worked for the Board of Selectmen. We're the ones that, we're the ones that set their pay rate. Yep.
Yeah, but they,
We've hired, we've done all the hiring for them all the way back since before I sat on the board. That's been 9 years.
we had one. She
No,
was
we
mine
had-
And I was hers, and then we hired Jennifer.
No, you had Claire Donahue.
Claire was she your deputy also, Claire? I forgot that.
RSA 41/38, deputy temporary capacity for the tax collector. The tax collector shall appoint a deputy with the approval of the selectmen.
So,
Shall be sworn, given bond, blah, blah, blah.
so in conjunction with us,
I think we just
You guys
work together
approve?
because
Yep.
we've always worked together.
yeah,
but the Board of Selectmen, I mean, we hired, we put Claire into place. and then we put Jennifer into place.
Well, I think with
Well,
both,
she was,
But I think-
they were both recommended by us.
Yeah.
Right, no, I understand. I'm just saying, as a team and a town team, we will work together and find a suitable candidate.
and I think, I think we should just keep our options open as to whether it's combined or separate, depending upon the people you get and who apply and who might have different preferences. See what combination we come up with that
Yep.
satisfies all of us.
Okay, and I'll put the ad together and run it by you both.
Does it say
and get your
comp-
approvals, and then we'll put it in.
Does it say anything in regards to compensation?
That is decided, the deputy shall be appointed.
Well, Jennifer was guaranteed 10 hours a month, which didn't work out because it just didn't. So she worked for me when I went on vacation, she worked for Diana when she went on
Right.
vacation.
The positions always, we have historically guaranteed that position for the deputy town clerk, 10 hours
A month,
a month.
right.
I don't think we had a guarantee for the deputy
We had-
tax
I
collector.
believe we had 5 hours. We had a first 4 months of,
Yeah, we set up for training,
The training, and,
but I don't actually think we actually guaranteed the deputy town tax collector's position.
No, because you agreed also to pay for their traveling for training, and there's a lot of training to do with
Yep,
town clerk job.
Well, I remember going way back. You guys used to pay the person. No, remember, like, we're going way back now.
You want to go really way back?
No.
When Nancy lived
no, we're not,
No, I'm talking when I
turning the
was-
Wayback
I'm not-
Machine on
I'm
today.
talking about when I was first on.
Yeah.
You guys paid, you had your own deal worked out with the person who,
Oh, that worked for us?
for work for you.
Yeah.
So we're talking like 12 years ago. You paid them, you had your own,
Oh, you weren't.
Thing.
I wasn't treasurer.
and then that was changed.
We're not calling Mr. Wizard, we're not
Well, at
turning the
that
Wayback
point-
Machine on,
at that
so
point, there
let's
were
move forward.
fees that were
Right.
Right.
included with our position.
Right.
Right,
That's
And
right.
that changed drastically when we went on
Okay.
straight salary.
That's right.
that's right.
So what are we doing with these new positions? Are we going to guarantee hours? Are we not going to guarantee?
I would think that we would continue the guarantee of 10 hours a month.
I think personally, if you hire somebody, or you even interview somebody, they're gonna wanna know whether they're gonna get some hours or not.
What do
Well,
you,
that's
so
why
what
I
do you,
said-
what do you think we need? Do we need 10 hours a month? Do we need so much a quarter? What are your thoughts on
I
that?
think 10 hours a month is not a lot for a person to keep their hand in, because
right.
it's always changing.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to Concord at least once a month at times to
So-
have
so we
something
we should-
changed,
We should advertise 10 hours a month for the
guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
and for the tax collector?
Oh,
We've
10.
always had 5 hours
Do you think we need
a
that?
month. We haven't used all of that, per se, on a monthly basis. My job is more a case of, at different times of the year is when I need the help, not on an every
Right,
month.
and that's why I don't think we
So,
guaranteed
I
anything
think,
for the deputy tax collectors
we-
because of that
We did
reason.
have, when we hired Claire, yes, we did have, to learn the job will require 10 hours a month for 4 months and 5 hours a month to remain current in this knowledge and to keep up to date with changes that might occur or problems that needed their attention.
Because I suggest
But
that,
also, you also have to consider, I haven't had to use a deputy to fill in for me on my regular hours as much as Ginny has, simply because I don't go away very much.
You should get out more.
I know, poor me.
I was going to suggest that you put some consideration into what those hours should be in the advertisement. And
Well,
if
maybe
it-
we'll
if it's,
specify it's set it
pardon me?
up to.
So you
Up
have
to
list
whatever.
of
I think
qualifications.
it should really be more, at least with mine, as to a money amount versus a time amount, so that I can use the assistance when I need it.
Not
For
to,
instance, when we're printing tax bills.
yes.
When we're doing our tax lien, because this is very, very important for a tax collector to learn a full year's schedule and the different things that come up at different times.
Oh, okay.
With the tax collector, with the town clerk, it's constant.
So why don't you do something like on average?
No, you could do that, but what I'm saying is how many hours you're gonna schedule your deputy to work is what you put in your budget. Same thing with you put in your budget. What we're doing is we're going to set a minimum amount of hours per month that we're guaranteeing somebody to work. They may work more than that, but we're guaranteed that they will never work less than that.
I have a problem.
So,
But why should we do that if they don't need it? Why are we?
Well, they need
No,
to
no.
put their hands in, I mean, you can time.
I'm not saying
Well,
we have to guarantee 5 and 10.
I have
I'm just
not.
saying that we have to, when we advertise this, people are gonna wanna know what's the minimum amount of hours I'm going to be guaranteed to work a month.
I might suggest that we say we're not gonna pay more than this many dollars a year and let the tax collector use the resource as she sees fit.
I have another.
All right?
If we open it up to how many hours they could see fit, Virginia could say, hey, I'm not saying you're doing this, Virginia, so don't mistake it. Well, I'm going to take off the whole year, and this person's going to get paid X amount.
10 hours a month?
That's why I suggest we cap it for.
So somehow, I think we should be thinking about this. It's not an immediate.
But that is where, when you're doing your budgets, that's where the budget control comes in. Because if Virginia only budgets, say, 80 hours a year for that person, she can't go over that. That's her budget for that many hours. So, or let's use 120 hours because that's 10 hours a month. So she wouldn't go over that budget. Diane says, I only need 80 hours a year for my deputy clerk. So they could earn up to 200 hours in a combined job together per year. What you're doing is setting I guess an enticement for people to apply for the job. I mean, that was part of the problem with Claire, was she wasn't getting enough hours at that point, if I remember right, and then she moved.
I won't go there.
Okay. Because I remember that conversation, and that's where the 10-hour guarantee came in, was because she
She knew that when she started.
I'm not getting any hours, why should I be in this position if I'm not going to get any hours? I need to earn something.
See, I'm reacting to the word guarantee X number of hours a month. If it's not necessary, why pay it? Up to 5 hours, I was trying to couch those words.
No, that's fine. So instead of saying a guarantee, you come up with another flowery phrase.
Up to 5 hours,
Someone to average approximately
that'd be fine.
5 hours a month.
Right, in this position, average approximately 10 hours in that one.
That's fine. Something like that would
They have to
work.
go to
And then
training.
we, as the select board, actually oversee their
That's
budgets, and then we can challenge the budget
That's fine.
when they submit it, and Virginia's putting in for, 20 hours a week for her assistant so she can be on vacation for the year.
Well, I think the training is above and beyond.
He started it.
Once you agree the training, we understand.
No, absolutely, and that's part of it. We know that the training's intense at the beginning. There's a lot of travel, there's a lot of classes that they have to take to get to that point. So we did it with Jennifer, and it worked out phenomenally. She picked up quickly. So we just need to put an advertisement together. We need to all sit down and approve it. We need to get it into the paper. We need to get resumes in. And then we need to start doing an interview process, because according to Jennifer's resignation, she's gone May 22nd. So,
Yeah, because she asked me if I needed her between the time she sent this letter and the time she was leaving.
but we have time, because it's not like Jennifer's going to be doing the training.
Oh, right.
So, I mean, we don't have to rush to hire somebody, but we need to get the ball rolling, because tax time's going to come up in June, right?
Oh, the tax card's gonna come up in another week or so, hopefully.
This is May.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm a month behind. Okay, so,
We can't rush to hire somebody. I mean, this is just We just learned about this today, tonight.
Right.
So,
Well, we'll put it together, we'll get it out there, we'll get some resumes in, and
it's
we'll
gonna
see
take
what we
at
got.
least 3-4 weeks, I would think, before it's,
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at 30, 4 to 6 weeks out, probably before it ends.
Anyway, I guess.
As opposed to popular opinion.
Nobody can.
Okay, so we're all in agreement with that? Okay.
You folks are gonna put together a draft? Is that the way we left it?
Yeah.
No, he is.
That's what I'm asking. You're gonna put
I'm
draft?
gonna put the,
All
I'll
right.
put the ad together, and
And
then
then
we'll
we'll
all.
put it in the paper, and
approve
then
it.
we'll get the
Go for it.
resumes, and we'll all go over the resumes. And agree to disagree.
Do you want job descriptions from them?
Yes.
I knew
Yeah,
you'd need
yeah, how
something.
much of that are you gonna put in a?
As much as I can
I mean,
in the little
now,
space that I'm gonna be able to afford.
I don't think we need to put too much as far as job description in. For now, we need a job description.
We'll post,
Which
what
we
we do
already have.
is job description is available on our website. Thank God for our new
Put
website.
it on the website?
Yes.
And also we'll post it out here on the boards and up at Four Corners on the boards.
Right.
And then we'll have copies available in the townhouse during open business hours. That solves it, and I don't have to put a whole lot in the newspaper, and I can keep the advertisement within the right size and the right dollar amount.
can the police apply for the job? We have a little part-time job here where,
He's already got a part-time job. Well, good evening, officer. Welcome to our selectmen's meeting. Is there anything that you need
she's
from
the only
us?
rowdy one up here in the front, so that's,
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
It's always a pleasure to see you guys.
Come on in,
No,
Paul.
no.
You can't hide, Paul, come on in. Yes, I can.
He says, there's a camera in there, we're staying around the corner. Okay. Is that all you had as the town clerk, or you got more?
No, I don't have anything else. This, Pat Waterman of Wolfboro, who
I thought you said you had no
is
more.
much more knowledgeable than I am, she gave me this, however, it's much more detailed than what we would possibly need. And I just highlighted some of the things that I do, because there's a lot of things that they do that we don't do.
Right.
Plus, we're not here every single day of the week. So, I mean, I don't know how much information you want to put in this.
I need a job description of what you're going to require her to do, or he.
I can tell you that.
I corrected myself.
okay. Required
Him or her to do in that job, period, end of story.
Okay, and him.
Or her,
Man,
I heard you.
I didn't say it.
And when I do train, and I'm going to train them from the way I learned from the very beginning, how to do it on paper, because
Oh, God help
without a computer for 2 weeks, and I had to do it on the typewriter and by hand, and so whoever gets hired is going to learn the same way, because it could happen again.
Yeah, they
Okay?
should know.
They should know where it's coming from and how you
yeah,
get there.
absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
You just don't go to the computer, because ask Diana, she went to a meeting, she was the only one that knew how to do it, other than the people that use the computer, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
one of
have to know
my
when-
tax collectors meeting, they said, who can figure per diem and this and that manually? And only my hand went up. I put it down quick.
No, that's the truth.
That's just because I'm old.
They used to print on a computer. Okay. So I will, I mean, if you want to look at this, I don't know how much you're going to get out of it.
Just put something together for me.
Okay.
And then you'll need to do this, okay. And then we'll get them to the website committee and get it posted, and we'll post the advertisement at the same time on the website and get some free advertisement that way.
Okay, and when do you want to start to do this, like next week?
Yeah, next week's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, since we're all askew here in the agenda, I could go back to the road committee, but I'm not. I'm going to make him wait one more turn.
That's fine.
Okay. I understand Rose would like to speak about the website.
Yes.
You're up next.
Either now or old business.
You're
Okay.
on the
So-
floor.
At the last meeting, Ed asked the question about comments that got posted to our website. So, I found out that we have a little bit of problem with comments. We probably need to figure out a process for dealing with comments to make sure that people get answers back when they ask a question. Some of these, it sounded like the questions weren't being answered. Like things were going off and nothing was happening.
I didn't even know you could post comments on the website.
Yes, right on the homepage. Yep. I also, as I was investigating, I think I see a problem with the way that virtual town hall set up our system. There's, I think, supposed to be a repository of these questions or comments, and I can't find it. So I went to Jennifer and said, what did you get? And to summarize, she found about 10 comments in her email. They were ranged from things like fantastic job on the website to post the tax cards on the website.
I'm gonna have it.
To, well, but we need to respond to that person saying yes or no and why, right?
Right.
To things like one of the schools in Wolfboro asked if we wanted to be part of a holiday giving tree program. And also there was a comment on updating, an update from the Coast bus service. Here's our new website, please change your link to us. So that's the kind of comments we're getting.
So where were those comments actually being redirected to?
I believe they've been emailed to Jennifer.
Okay.
Now, from the conversation we just heard, something that I saw from Jennifer this morning made sense. She's asking that all that stuff gets sent to Jessica now.
No, to selectmen.
Oh, you're right. You're right, it's to
Selectmen.
selectmen.
Yes.
That's right. So the comments would go to you guys.
Yeah.
And then we can redirect them to where they need to be.
Right.
How does that work, Rose? What do you mean selectmen? There's 3 of us. Who has that action
There is an
item?
email in virtual town hall called selectmen at Brookfield, New Hampshire,
Yes.
NH.
Okay.
And whoever owns reading that email address is who gets it.
Active chairman.
Okay, you got it.
So whoever's chairman that year gets that email forwarded to them.
Okay.
Your turn will come.
Has it been changed to be the current chairman?
I don't believe so, but I don't know.
It's going to Ernie.
Well,
And
no,
Ernie's been out of state.
no, it would be going to the email address selectmen at Brookfield NH.
Right.
Right, which is
So it's
forwarded
going
to
to
Ernie.
here. Oh, that's forwarded to Ernie.
They're not coming in here. They're not, I checked that email on my Friday, it's not coming in here.
Okay,
No emails going there?
No email for months.
so that's another.
Unless
issue.
someone's reading them and deleting them,
I've opened
Oh,
it.
no.
we didn't get any.
So we need to fix the forwarding on that
Let's
email
just check
address. Do you have that contact, Jessica, on how to fix, how to get that email address forwarding changed, or is it just something we can do
I just
on our-
call virtual town hall if I have a problem.
Is it
Do
that
you
It's
have
not
to
that
forward it to
guy?
your home, or you have to come in
Oh,
here to
it's
do it?
Jim
Or can
Fontaine.
you check
Actually, we
in
were
Why is
forwarding
there
it
a
to here, so
problem? I
any
don't
of the
understand
3
why
of us
the
could log
problem
on
is.
to it.
Maybe,
from home too?
maybe we can get
No,
together
it has
and
to
talk
come in.
about making sure that that part works.
Yeah, tomorrow, I'll be here tomorrow on Thursday morning, so
No comments.
I wanna go right over there.
And the other thing I want to do also is work with the other members of the web committee, web administrators, to see if what we want to do in terms of this comment capability, to make sure that we aren't just leaving people hanging when they put a comment in.
That's right, and it shouldn't be. Yep.
So, to be continued.
Well, I think in our comments section where we have it up there, comments will be responded to in a timely fashion.
Actually, they do recommend some kind of disclaimer on that page where you do your comments, and I looked real quickly this afternoon and didn't see any disclaimer, so we.
Yeah, like
looked
within
at-
5 to 10 business days. Well, think about it, we are not open 24/7.
No, I think there should be a
so-
disclaimer, we're a very small
Right.
town, and we'll do our best to get back to you. And
Right.
Any questions, Ed, did I answer your question?
No, that was the main question, is that didn't think the comments were getting through. That's what I heard on the street.
Okay.
Your streets.
On the street, what street?
On the road.
You're talking to,
The boulevard.
you're talking to our town reporter here.
I used to have streets
rather than be solar.
And sidewalks, and lights.
I don't miss them.
Not really.
All right. Anything further, Rose?
No.
Thank you.
I was looking at these.
Well, that's because Rose is sitting right behind you. I gotta look right over your left shoulder to see Rose.